I believe that pain and suffering have created a lot of strong men in the past. A lot of successful men had to go through pain and suffering in one way or the other. It's very important for you as a man to go through in order to create your character, in order to be more resilient, and of course to become the best version of yourself. We sometimes sit down and say, why me? Please God, help me. Why did you choose me to go through this hell? Many men don't understand the profound growth you'll gain from suffering. Pain actually creates a man and his character. It builds every single aspect of our lives. You know what we see on social media all the time? We see a lot of people having a lot of fun, a lot of people achieving their goals. We don't see any pain and difficulties. Mainly what we see on social media is the fronts that people actually put of themselves. Obviously, the highlights of their lives, the highlights of their days, the highlights of their career, the highlights of their success. We never ever see the stepping stones they take in order to achieve that specific goal they have achieved for themselves. In my experience, 5 years ago, I went through a lot of pain and suffering, and that actually taught me a lot of lessons about life and how to become the best version of myself, to become the man I've always wanted to become. Before I started asking the right questions, I was, victimizing myself. Why is this happening to me? Why am I not successful? Why am I putting a lot of work in? I'm not getting a lot of results out of it. What is that one thing that other people will do in order to achieve their goals? Why am I not achieving any of my goals? Once I've started changing my mindset to go from negative vibration to more positive vibration. I'm talking about vibration because everything you say to yourself, every single question you ask can be negative, put you down, drags you down, or positive, which lifts you up. My main weakness was being negative in a way that was holding me back. No matter how much work I put in, there was no results. So I noticed I was being negative. I noticed I was not learning from the difficulties, didn't ask the right questions, and I was not positive about achieving results, or obviously looking at the situation from a different angle to be able to find a solution for my problems. As soon as I noticed that about myself, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. Obviously, every single thought, if it was a negative thought, I had to write it down in order to clear it out of my mind. I wanted to program my mind in a way that every single negative thing that I think of gets taken out of my brain. I didn't want it in my brain anymore. I could not be thinking negatively anymore. So from there, I decided to change. I decided to be more stoic. If you know much about Stoicism, I like Marcus Aurelius and his philosophy about life. Marcus Aurelius, as a Stoic, he believed every single man has to go through pain and difficulties in order to create his own character and in order to become very resilient. I delved deep into Stoicism and I wanted to know more about how I can become more resilient and obviously make sense out of the difficulties that I was experiencing. As soon as I started doing that, and as soon as I started being more positive and asking the right questions, obviously growth started to happen slowly. So I started going up instead of going down. So growth started to happen to me. A lot of doors started to open, and I've noticed, hey, like everything is, I can see color. Like life is not that bad. Like I can do, I can work hard, I can make money, I can look after myself. I wanted to be more positive in a way that no one can bring me down. There's no way on earth you can bring me down. No matter what you say to me, no matter what you do, nothing will hold me back. That's what I wanted to do. And that is what I wanted to achieve with Stoicism. Obviously, looking back 5 years ago, where I was, the growth that I went through was massive. So it was not very slow growth, it was very fast growth. But obviously at that moment of me going through difficulties, making sense out of life, working very hard in order to achieve the goal that I wanted to achieve seemed very slow at the moment of me working on it. When you go through pain and difficulties, you learn a lot more about yourself. You start identifying your weaknesses, you start writing your weaknesses down, you start programming yourself in a way that benefits you and benefits every single person that comes in contact with you. You can literally mold your character in whichever way you want. And that, my friend, is very important for you as a man, because you want to be able to program yourself and not let the outside forces program you. I'm going through difficulties and going through a lot of pain, and start discovering yourself more on a daily basis. You'll learn more about empathy and how you can improve yourself. So you'll be more empathetic with other people, you'll be more empathetic with yourself, and obviously that will drive you towards the goal that you want to achieve, straight to the goal. Because what empathy does, it connects you with your spirit. It starts connecting you with the right people, starts connecting you with people that want the best for you. And obviously, if you want the best for yourself, other people that will come in contact with you want the best for you as well. So when you are more empathetic with people, empathetic with yourself, obviously you're loving yourself and loving others. You're giving a lot of love to every single person that you come in contact with. We spoke a lot about growth, empathy, starting self-discovery as well. That's what you get from pain and suffering as you go through it. One of the final part that you'll experience is that you start building resilience. So once a man is very resilient, no matter what that person will go through, no matter what difficulties that person will experience in the future, that person will come out alive. No matter what other people do to that person, the resilient person, obviously that person went through a lot of difficulties and pain. No one can bring that person down. You can never ever hurt that person. You can never ever see a resilient person give up. And resilience is achieved through pain and difficulties, nothing else. So if you are going through pain and difficulties right now, understand this. Trust me, I promise you, 5 years from now, you're going to be thanking the day you went through pain, you went through difficulties. You're going to be thanking yourself for going through hell and coming out alive, a different person, a highly successful person. Obviously, guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit a like, comment, and subscribe, because that will help me a lot. I'll see you guys in another video.